You're finally out. The doors are locked, the messages are blocked, and you are technically free. But your mind hasn't caught up yet. You still find yourself rehearsing arguments in the shower. You jump when your phone buzzes. And sometimes, in the middle of a perfectly peaceful day, you feel a strange, hollow longing for the very person who broke you. Society tells you to just move on or asks, "Why did you stay so long?" They see your struggle as a sign of weakness, but psychology says the opposite. Surviving a toxic relationship doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've survived a literal war for your own identity. Today, we're breaking down the science of the survivor's brain and why your recovery is actually a process of reclaiming a stolen version of yourself. Chapter 1: The Trauma Bond, Biological Addiction. One of the hardest things to explain to outsiders is why it's so hard to leave and why you miss them when they're gone. Psychologists call this a trauma bond. It's fueled by something called intermittent reinforcement. In a healthy relationship, affection is consistent. In a toxic one, it's unpredictable. One day they are your soulmate, the next, they are your worst nightmare. This creates a massive surge of dopamine during the good times, followed by a painful withdrawal during the bad times. Your brain becomes addicted to the fix of their approval. Leaving isn't just a breakup, it's a detox. You aren't missing them. You are experiencing a physiological withdrawal from a chemical cycle. Understanding this is the first step to breaking the spell. Chapter 2: The Amygdala in Overdrive, C-PTSD. Even after the relationship ends, your body stays in combat mode. This is often a sign of complex PTSD. Because the threat was unpredictable and lived in your own home, your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, became permanently stuck in the on position. You've developed hyper-vigilance, a state where you are constantly scanning for micro signals of danger, a change in someone's tone, the sound of a door closing, or a look of slight annoyance. This isn't paranoia, it's a high-level survival adaptation. Your brain is trying to make sure you are never blindsided again. You aren't too sensitive, Jans. You are highly calibrated for survival. Chapter 3: The Erosion of the Self, Cognitive Dissonance. Toxic partners often use a tactic called gaslighting, which leads to a devastating psychological state. Cognitive dissonance. You were told your feelings were wrong, your memories were false, and your worth was zero. To survive, you had to abandon your own reality and adopt theirs. This creates a fragmented sense of self. When you leave, you don't just lose a partner, you lose your inner compass. This is why survivors often struggle with simple decisions or feel a deep sense of fog, fear, obligation, and guilt. You are literally relearning how to trust your own brain. It's not a lack of confidence, it's the slow process of cognitive restoration. Chapter 4: Post-traumatic growth. There's a powerful concept in psychology called post-traumatic growth, PTG. It suggests that people who endure deep interpersonal trauma often emerge with a higher level of psychological functioning than before. Survivors of toxic relationships often develop superhuman levels of empathy, a refined BS detector, and an ironclad sense of boundaries once they heal. You've seen the darkest parts of human nature and survived. That experience doesn't make you used goods. It makes you a master of discernment. You no longer accept breadcrumbing because you've learned the true value of your own peace. So, if you're still struggling, give yourself some grace. Healing from a toxic relationship isn't a straight line. It's a slow homecoming to the person you were before they told you who to be. You aren't a victim of your past, you are the architect of your future. And the fact that you are even listening to this, trying to understand your own mind, is proof that the real you is still in there, waiting to take the lead. But here's the real challenge. How do you stop yourself from falling into the same trap with someone new? Because the brain loves the familiar, even when the familiar is painful. If you found this helpful, subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel grow. I've linked a few more videos I think you'll resonate with right here. See you in the next one.